Hello, Vlogalogue. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I'm recovering from being a bit sick and scrambling to get a lot of work done. It's been a very busy weekend time. Um, yes, so this last week was a bit of a challenging question. I guess I was trying to figure out kind of the things that people are secretly passionate about. It ended up being a struggle for a lot of folks, which I find kind of interesting. I wonder if there is an extent to which we've allowed ourselves to isolate ourselves into a particular echo chamber, such that the things that we do find interesting, we tend to think, well, that is sort of common. It's a commonly enjoyed thing. Everybody loves the Star Wars movies. Everybody loves the Unix kernel, obviously. At least everyone I know does, and therefore, maybe not. I don't know. Something I'm wondering about. This week, I have a topic in mind. So, those of you who have iPhones or iPads or iFeet or whatever, got a new operating system, and there's been a bit of a thing on the internet and in the corporate world about one of the things that they've added is the ability to ad block on mobile devices, which is something that a lot of people have been clamoring for a long time, partially just because people don't like advertisements, but also because display advertising has gotten particularly performance heavy, especially over the past year. And in fact, it's not really the ads, it's the tracking and the viewability metrics that are now kind of mandated by most of the vendors and stuff. But the result is that people who are paying paying by the bandwidth or dealing with the bandwidth cap are expending a significant amount of resources on that. It may take 2 megabytes for me to download this page of GIFs, but I end up also paying 3 megabytes in telling your analytics thing that yes, the ad was rendered to the page, and yes, it is in view, and yes, it's still in view, and yes, now I scrolled a little bit, so it's only partially in view, so maybe you shouldn't pay that person 100% because it was only in view for 3.6 seconds, so I don't know. But it's an interesting, so there's kind of a big, there's always been a debate about advertising and ad block in particular as to whether or not it is, there's not really a question of legality, at least not yet. But there's a question of morality when you are, reading content or consuming content. If you go ahead and block advertising, is that are you depriving the content creators of their hard-earned money? And what are the consequences of doing things like that? So, and obviously this extends into YouTube as well. Plenty of people, I myself included, do have display advertising up on video. Personally, I'm less concerned about video ads because, despite the fact that they are video and they are heavier, they actually tend to be less intrusive and less bandwidth spammy than a lot of display units these days. But I guess I want to know kind of what your thoughts are. And obviously there are a lot of people that are pursuing kind of different avenues. Hank Green had a post up on Medium a few months ago where he talked about the idea that he would love to see YouTube have a $1 CPM, that you get $1 for every view, and that's iTunes, and it seems reasonable. Of course, then I did go and pay for this season of Doctor Who, and I realized that, okay, so I paid $30 for the HD month, so that's like 11 episodes, so, roughly $3 for a Doctor Who episode. And then I was looking. I was like, okay, so if that is the price for a Doctor Who episode, which has this level of production value in writing and that sort of thing, is it reasonable for me to say that like watching a random video is a third of that value? But yes, I'm rambling. I guess the question that I would put to our Vlogalogians is, what are your thoughts about advertising, about ad block, about kind of marketing in general? Are you an ad block person? Do you think that some of the alternative revenue streams are reasonable approaches? Do you like, Patreon? Do you not like Patreon? What are your thoughts in general on all of this stuff? And do you think that it's going to have that the increase in ad block usage is going to have a big impact on what the internet looks like? There's an argument that to be made, and has been made, that using ad block unfairly hurts kind of small content businesses who don't have the resources to develop kind of diversified revenue streams that they can use to pay, to subsidize the actual making of content. So, yeah, I'm interested to know what people's attitudes are. I hope you all have a good week, and I will see you next week. Bye, Vlogalogue.